What is going on, Casually FC? Welcome back to another Casually FC Reacts. I'm accompanied here by my lovely panel, Surfer, Will, Real Chris, and the lovely, wonderful Rachel, the Man United fan who used to be on the channel a long time ago, and she's back. She's making her comeback. So big up, Rachel, for coming on. She gets a round of applause. Love to have you on,
Thank
Rachel.
you.
It's been way too long. It's been way too long.
Ladies
and gents, it's been we looked it up backstage. It's been since August of 2021, but it has been a while. So we're gonna go ahead and basically today react to United People's TV's reaction. It's a double reaction video, but their reaction of the Ronaldo interview and all the stuff that's been coming out relating to Ronaldo. It's been taking over the media in the last 24 hours, 48 hours, I would say. And just been taking the internet by storm. But before we go ahead and do that, make sure you are smashing that like button. It does help out the channel. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on all this stuff that's going on with Ronaldo. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss streams like this one or any future streams that we'll be doing. We'll be back on Wednesday doing a World Cup predictor. So don't want to miss out on that. See if you can laugh at us when we get it all wrong. And then if you guys would like to send donations via Super Chat or the super thanks option in the comments, that would be greatly appreciated, but not necessary. So yeah, if you guys don't already know, Ronaldo basically pulled a Romelu Lukaku, and this video hopefully breaks it down and helps us see all the components that are out there as of the last 48 hours. There may have been more stuff that came out within the recent hours, but I'm only going to react to the big stuff that everyone's been reacting to. So without further ado, are we all ready? I haven't seen this, by the way. This is a fresh. Yeah, this is a fresh perspective for me. I don't know if the rest of you guys have seen it, other than Chris, who saw a little bit. And I know Rachel, you saw it too. But to be fair,
well, I saw the stuff on Piers Morgan's Twitter, but I haven't seen this video that you've got here.
Okay, I think it's the same thing. But all right, let's go ahead and turn off the music and have a watch. All right, let's see.
On a day where the only real talking point for Manchester United and Manchester United fans should be Alejandro Garnacho and the 18-year-old lighting up the stage. Instead, we're here talking about this. About Cristiano Ronaldo giving, quote unquote, an explosive interview to Piers Morgan. And in this video, I'm going to run through the quotes that have come out, the comments that have come out, and the stories that have come out. This is the front page of that newspaper, and you can see the main quote there. And I'm going to play a little clip.
All right, so I just want to read this. So the Sun came out with an article. Headlines: United have betrayed me. Bullet points: don't respect Ten Hag. No empathy for my sick girl, and I have been made black sheep. Doesn't look good, but then again, it is the Sun. They do blow up. That's you guys' equivalent of TMZ, right?
No.
The Sun's just shit.
No, it's just a newspaper.
Oh, okay.
It's
All right,
just
let's
shit.
continue. Let's continue.
From a video that's Piers Morgan's posted on his own Twitter account there. Might go a little bit wider there, so try not to slap me down for copyright. They probably will. This is what Ronaldo said, all right?
They're trying to force you out. Yes, not only the coach, but the other 2 or 3 guys there around the club.
At the senior executive level.
Yes, that I felt betrayed.
And you think they're trying to get rid of you?
Honestly, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. But listen, I don't care. I'm always, people should listen the truth. Yes, I feel betrayed. And I felt that some people that don't want me here, not only this year, but last year too.
Wait, but hold on. All right. Okay. Even if they're trying to get him out of the club, like he's saying, doesn't he want to leave the club as well? Hasn't he been basically trying to force a move all summer just to get Champions League football? Like, am I wrong? I mean, Rachel, you're the United fan. Am I wrong in saying this?
No, you're not wrong. Around the time when he didn't turn up for preseason because of his personal issues, Jorge
Mm.
Mendes was pouring him out to other clubs. So he did want to leave. This whole thing was really strange to me because it was implied that basically the club didn't want him to leave and that they were basically holding him hostage. But if the club's forcing him out and he wanted to leave, the only conclusion I can come to basically is that no club wanted him. And he probably wanted to terminate his contract and get the payout that he thinks he deserves, even though he'd want to leave on his own terms. That's the only conclusion I can come to. And he didn't get that. The club don't want to fork out millions just to, let him leave. But yeah, Ronaldo, didn't turn up for pre-season and he wanted to leave. So I don't really know what that's about, to be honest with you.
Interesting about that, I didn't know. Apparently last season players wanted him out as well. So when he was obviously playing good and everything, and it had looked like there's no problems like outside of the box or whatever, he was wanted out as well. So maybe that's something to do with it as well, like people not wanting there.
So what happened last season was that Ronaldo tried to stage a coup and get the captaincy off of Harry Maguire, and he lost, which is really amusing to me. The dressing room was split. Yeah, the dressing room was split, and he basically lost. Basically, he couldn't get the captaincy off of Harry Maguire or relegation Maguire versus the Champions League winner.
I don't know how you can't get off Maguire, man.
Well, that's the thing, though, isn't it? It implies. Well, to me, that says a lot about maybe his conduct in the dressing room for it to be so split. Because if Harry Maguire was such a terrible captain and terrible person, and Ronaldo was such a great person and great captain material, then it should have been easy for him to get the captaincy. But he went behind Harry Maguire's back to Ralph Rangnick, basically, and said that he doesn't think Maguire is up to the job. So, yeah.
Andrew, you wanted to say something?
No, it's just no.
Oh, okay. I was just like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't also part of that because of just Ronaldo came into the club and the standard for training and the intensity of it all was so below the standard that Ronaldo sets for himself and for United at the time that probably he was in the club, that they just the players didn't like. The players were lazy at times. They didn't like how Ronaldo trained. They didn't agree with how he wanted to do things and all that stuff. Isn't that part of the reason too with the conflict that maybe he had with Maguire? Maybe Maguire was, I don't know, more lazy or something in training.
No, it wasn't about laziness in training. It was more so that basically, like, as many United fans have complained for a while with the whole Glazers out movement, the Carrington itself, the training facilities. The fact that we're so behind in terms of like data analysis, we've only just gotten all that sorted out really, and we're in the process of making things better. But when he arrived, obviously, it wasn't up to standards for the best club, one of the best clubs in Europe, or biggest clubs in Europe, or in the world, compared to say, Liverpool. Even you guys, I'm sure you guys are miles ahead of us in that respect as well. So, yeah, he's going to have a bit of a shock, definitely. In terms of like the players and the training, the only thing I remember him saying is that some of the young players maybe don't listen. The only young player that was really around the first team at that time was obviously number 11. And we already know what kind of character he is. But
that guy. Okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah. But in terms of, other players not training well and all this stuff, I don't remember that coming out, to be honest with you. I could be wrong, but I don't remember that coming out about players not training well. It was more about the standard of coaching and stuff like that.
Okay, fair enough. I just recall for some reason, I think players that were complaining about training being too hard at that United camp after Ollie left. I don't know. Let's go ahead and continue this video then.
Let me go back to there and the main point.
To force you out, yes. Not only the coach, but the other 2 or 3 guys there.
Cristiano Ronaldo is saying that he feels betrayed by Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo saying that he feels like he's been forced out of Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo saying that Manchester United were trying to force him out last year. You can let me know what you think about these comments below. Before I'm trying to sort of contain myself, I suppose. This Ronaldo situation, the story that is unfolded all year long. It's been Wow. Are we witnessing the tarnishing of a legacy at Manchester United? I really, really think we are. What I want to do is run through some more quotes that have come out in the paper itself, where Cristiano Ronaldo speaks about Ten Hag directly and says this.
Oh, shit.
He said down there, he said, I don't have any respect for him because he doesn't show respect for me. If you don't have respect for me, I'm never going to have to respect for you. If you don't have respect for me, I'm never going to have respect for you. Well, that's just repeated shit. On a night where, look, Jay from Stretford Paddock tweeted this.
Oh.
That's a great tweet. So, okay, awesome. Yeah. What exactly is Ronaldo? I'm kind of curious as to like what Ronaldo considers respect and what he considers disrespect. Is he considering the fact that he's not playing, that he's being benched, and that the team is playing better without him? Is that a sign of disrespect from Ten Hag? Like, I don't like, as far as I'm aware, I don't recall Ten Hag coming out and saying like, you know, blasphemous things or talking negatively about Ronaldo. I don't think he talks negatively about any player. If anything, he backs all his players. So, and even after the whole scandal that was going on in the summer, Ten Hag backing him and saying he's part of the club, he's part of my project, supporting just supporting Ronaldo and all that, like, and never really talking down on him. What exactly has Ten Hag done that has been disrespectful? I don't know. Do you guys have any idea?
Publicly, nothing.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
okay.
People
fair.
have different
Yeah,
views.
publicly.
People have different views on the disrespect thing, because a lot of people think that because Ten Hag asked him to come on towards the end of the Spurs game, that it's disrespectful, which I find absolutely baffling, because I think that if a manager tells a player to get on the pitch, you damn well get on the pitch. And I don't think a player dictates whether they play or not unless it's an injury concern. You know what I mean? I don't think it was. I think that whole situation was on Ronaldo, to be honest with you. But in terms of like publicly, he hasn't disrespected him at all. But behind the scenes, we don't really know. So I'm not gonna sit here and say Ten Hag definitely haven't respected him or anything like that, because behind the scenes, who knows what goes on. But publicly, he hasn't said anything wrong. And when Ronaldo was away,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's all right. Did he not say? Apparently, yeah. Fergie called him apparently. Yeah, that is true.
I don't know. This just all seems so odd. And the other thing too, like, wait, let me read Scott's comment here. What happened against Spurs was the second incident of him doing that. People forget that he did it in preseason too. Yeah, I guess. I mean, if he did it in preseason as well, I mean, people probably don't care because it's preseason, but regardless of the fact, like, you're talking about some guy who's supposed to be the standard of professionalism in football. He's been one of the best players in football, and he's set the standard for so many footballers for so many years. And for him to be doing this, and like, I agree with what United People's TV is saying here. Like, this is almost like it's tarnishing his legacy. Like, what I don't understand is how he can possibly see this in a positive way, or how it benefits him in any way. Like, saying all these things like, I don't respect Ten Hag, I feel betrayed by the club, they were forcing me to leave even though you were forcing the move. Like, I don't know, it's very confusing. Big up to our boy here, Flawless. Thank you for making it, brother.
Yeah, man, appreciate you having me, man. I'm
gonna put you next to the other United fan.
Pick up Flawless.
Hey, that's cool. Hey, love it every time.
All right, but yeah, like, I mean, Flawless. I mean, I haven't seen much of anything regarding the Ronaldo situation. We've been watching this video, and the only thing I've seen is the quotes about how he doesn't feel like Ten Hag respects him, and that he doesn't respect Ten Hag because he doesn't respect them, or whatever the fuck. And then also the interview he just did, and the clip where he said he feels betrayed by the club, that they were forcing him to leave and all that. I guess, what are your thoughts on those 2 points so far? Like, it seems ridiculous to me because it just seems like someone's lying, right? Like, someone's got to be lying.
Yeah, it's like I don't get where he's been. The Ten Hag will start there. I don't know where Ten Hag's disrespected him. No one can explain to me what Ten Hag did to him that he feels disrespected. Like that part, I don't understand. In regards to the rest of the interview and things that he said, he's actually spitting. Like I don't think he said too much wrong in terms of like other stuff that he said. But I'm not giving credit. I'm not giving him credit for it because we all knew this. How are you exposing something we already knew? We already knew about the Glazers. We already knew about the infrastructure, the board. Like, there's a reason United have gone 5 years without a trophy. Like, the list goes on. None of this is new. So I won't give him credit for saying that. Like, and I just, at this point, I just don't want to hear from him. Like, normally I'm like, forget the messenger. What's the message? You just the wrong guy to be talking, in it. Like, at this point, like, I don't want to hear anything from you because all you've been since you've come back is a detriment. And it's just very, very like self-serving because when last season when we had our worst ever season, but yet he was playing well, quote unquote, he was scoring goals. The conversation was Ronaldo scored 18 league goals in the worst ever Manchester United side. We need to build around him. Everyone else is terrible. He's the savior. He led us to something. I don't know what people keep saying that he led Manchester United. I'm like, I don't know what he led us. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Rachel led us to nothing, but they tell me that he led us to something. I don't get it. And then so if that's the case and you truly love the club, the time to do this interview and say all of this is right at the end of that season, surely. But you wait until we're playing better and it's not about you and you're not playing, and now the general consensus is we're a better side. Not even the general consensus. Apart from Ronaldo and Roy Keane, everyone knows we're a better side without Ronaldo in it. Like everybody knows that. It's clear as day to see. But now you have an issue. It's just extremely self-serving in it. And I just don't want to hear from you on this at this point on anything. Like the sooner he goes, the better. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. I
mean,
mean,
there's rumors that his contract's already been terminated, more or less.
Already? They're saying already?
Yeah, because basically he's breached the contract, which means Man United now have grounds to terminate it.
And he's also
just cause.
There's also new comments tonight about the Glazers, about them entirely, how they run the place, and also the situation with his daughter, I believe, as well. So there's more about that. And there's some ridiculous thing about Gary Neville and Wayne Rooney, like somehow they're not allowed to criticize you or something like that. You know, it's like,
you know what's crazy, Andrew? They didn't even criticize him. All Wayne Rooney and Gary Neville basically said was that the team's playing better without him and that he needs to work his way into the team. That's the essence of what they said. And you know what's so fascinating about it, right? Is that it just shows how much of an egomaniac this guy is. He's I don't even want to use the, like, I have very, very strong feelings about him in general, even before this incident. Yeah. And the problem with him is that from 2009, this guy claimed that he was a slave because he wanted to go to Real Madrid. He's had issues with Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid, right? He's had issues with Sarri at Juve and got him sacked, right? He had issues with Oli, got him sacked. He had issues with Ralf Rangnick, right? A manager, by the way. This Ralf Rangnick guy, I don't agree with like most of the things that he did or what he said, but this guy played a two-striker system to try and fit in Ronaldo because Ronaldo wanted to play with a striker, right? Butchered the team to obscene levels, by the way, because we were playing the worst football I have ever seen in my life. We were playing relegation football, right? With a two-striker system to suit Ronaldo. We're playing McFred in the middle, just those two, right? For this guy, because he wanted to play with another striker, right? And then he has the audacity to complain about Ralf Rangnick when Ralf Rangnick did everything he possibly could to make that guy comfortable.
Yeah.
And what did it bring us? Fuck all. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on here. Sorry,
yeah, it's fine.
But like, I'm so sick of this whole thing.
Say whatever you want to say.
I'm tired of him. I'm just tired of him. Do you know what I mean? And like the audacity of this creature to come out and say this stuff.
Rachel,
let's go, Rachel, man.
I got
you.
You sound like
the things, them. Let's go, Rachel.
You sound like Chelsea fans this season right now. I'm just, I got you on the violin. It was a bad time back then.
What I don't understand this, right? And we'll certainly say this multiple times today because we can't shake each other today. We've been on so many
Sarah, I see you far too often, you know, Surfer. You're my guy, we family, yeah, but I see you far too often, man.
I've not seen some family in a few. I've seen you more times than some of my family.
Facts. It's like the third time today.
I can relate.
Back to back. Man, very weird Hobson Riggs Murtaugh situation. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, what I don't get is he came out and for all me say this, like he comes out and goes, "I feel betrayed," but he's not told anyone at Man United about this interview at all. He's not told his teammates. He's not told.
He told us at the end of the transfer window. It did come up. Remember at the end of the transfer window, but
he never said. He never said when it was going to be because the club don't know. The club aren't responding because they haven't seen this interview, so they have no control over this. So they're only fining him £1 million. Whoop-de-doo, he's just going to send up 4 Instagram messages to make up that. That's fine. But the reason they haven't come out fully is because they haven't seen the 2 parts of the interview. They've only seen like
it's 2 parts in it. It's a 2-part.
That's the crazy part.
Like it's Coronation Street or EastEnders, some
Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 or something.
Hey, great films by the way. You know
great films. Rachel will be back, I'm sure.
She probably disconnected.
Part 2.
I had to ask you guys a question too. Isn't Piers Morgan for playing Ronaldo too, despite the form and all that?
Oh yeah,
of course he's an Arsenal fan. Of course he is. He's an Arsenal fan. Of course he's for it.
Oh,
he's Ronaldo butt kisser. That's what he is.
Of course he's for it. I've not seen a rival fan who's like, yeah, you should not get rid of Ronaldo. You should keep him and play. All rival fans say keep him. I've not heard of a rival fan say, oh yeah, United should get rid of him. They know what it's like with him, like 110%. And that's what I don't get. Who betrayed him? That's what I don't understand. That's what's the confusing thing for me.
Yeah,
like, I'm hoping when that interview comes out, we get answers.
Talking about betrayal and then the disrespect thing. Rachel mentioned it already, like with Neville and who was it? Neville and Rooney. They didn't say anything.
Oh yeah, okay.
They didn't say anything personal about him. There was no personal attack. They spoke about him from a footballing perspective, but he blanked Gary Neville. That's a personal thing. What he said about being better looking than Wayne Rooney, that's personal. So you talk about disrespect, but then we'll be disrespectful. Like that's why.
But you know what's so funny, Flawless? Yeah. Of course he's gonna be better looking than Wayne Rooney. He has Botox on a regular basis.
Yeah.
This guy has implants. He gets his eyebrows done regularly. Have you seen the tone of his skin change since 2006?
I'm not gonna lie.
No. Let's be honest here. If you look at him, he's got his teeth done. Like, don't get me wrong, credit to him. Yeah, he's got a great physique. Right, he looks after himself. But he got his teeth done. His hair's constantly sorted out. His skin tone is different. Okay, he got his acne sorted. Cool. Like, look, if you have the money and you want to better the way, like, you want to improve the way you look, us like ladies do it all the time. You have absolutely every right to do it, but don't sit there and cuss other people because they don't want to spend the money on getting their eyebrows done every week.
Hey boys, Rachel's right. I looked at those pictures. Ooh, Ronaldo looked rough when he was younger. He got some work did. But like, he definitely got some work did.
Yeah, it's the whole eye. Yeah. So if you're gonna be disrespectful, I have no issue with that. Some of my idols are some of the most petty, disrespectful people on the planet. Like that's all well and good. Just don't complain when it happens to you. That's what I don't like about this. Because Neville was nice.
Personal. They were just
they're being personal. Like, let someone say something about his looks. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he shouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying?
Say like, a wonky eyebrow or something like that.
This guy, Nick.
I did want to bring up this question. Big up the Blue Lounge. Make sure you guys check out his channel. Question to Man U fans: has this interview hurt the club, or has it highlighted some of your flaws and put it out to the masses? I don't think it's highlighted anything. I think it's just reinstating what I think the United fans and most of us already knew, that club under the Glazers has been struggling.
That's why I don't get, Marshall, when people say, "Oh, give him credit. He's exposed the club." What is he exposed that we didn't already know? He said
it's just his fanboys, Flawless. It's just his fanboys saying it.
Yeah, he's exposed. Give him credit. Like I said, you just the wrong messenger. I don't want to hear what you. The same people. I'm just like, I ain't even trying to hear from you, even if you're right. So if you know what it's like Ryan be right a lot of the time. A lot of the time. But because it's him, I just don't want to hear from you.
Not having it. I'm just not having it.
It's like, yo, shut up, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear your annoying voice.
Ryan could be called. I don't know how he'd get my number in the first place, but he'd be calling me going, "Hey, there's a guy in your house. He's gonna do something to you. You know what I mean? He's gonna come you or something. I wouldn't believe him. Just
You
wouldn't
believe him?
So,
You're like, yo, sure, man. You know what I'm saying? Lose my number. That's what it is.
Even then, if I was in hospital after, I'd still tell him to shut up. I still wouldn't believe him. Actually, I wouldn't let him visit. That's what I wouldn't do. Yeah,
facts, security on the goddamn.
Hold that.
All right, let's continue this video, boys.
It's really what it feels like for that interview to go out to tonight, and to Piers Morgan of all people, because Ronaldo, of course, threatened this. Is it that one there? Don't know where it is. That one? No, he threatened this a long time ago. I haven't actually got it up on screen here, but threatened that interview where where the truth is going to be revealed, and the person you chose to do that with is Piers Morgan. Ronaldo put in a transfer request, and he felt betrayed by the club. Now, the thing that I've been waiting for to try and find out a bit more information is exactly what went on during the summer. And in this interview here, this is what it says. Sorry, that's the wrong part there. This bit here. This is what Piers Morgan has written. Shockingly, he was less well supported by his club, who he accuses of a lack of empathy, especially when his 3-month-old daughter was hospitalized in July and could not return on time for pre-season training because he wanted to stay with her. Now, this is the thing that I've been speaking about for quite a while.
So yeah, about that. I mean, I'm sure he's telling the truth, right? I'm sure that's, whatever. I think he's right. If this is, I don't know about Ten Hag. Maybe I'm trying to connect the pieces here. Like, maybe this is what he means about Ten Hag being disrespectful. Maybe he was being critical of the fact that Ronaldo didn't show up to training, or maybe the way he spoke about him in pressers. I don't know.
But the only thing I won't. Sorry to interrupt. I won't discredit what he's saying about his daughter. So I'm not going to do that. Because we didn't know, because we were all I remember being on Sarcasm City. We were all speculating why he wasn't turning up for training.
Yeah, no one knew.
But the problem is, the problem is, around that same time, and when he came back, there were transfer musings about him leaving during that time. Yeah, because we didn't know the full story. We heard about Jorge Mendes basically going to every single club trying to sell Ronaldo to them. We saw Chelsea linked to him through that passage as well. But we saw that while he was there and on his return, because quite rightly, it's a private thing. You're not going to release that, but you allow speculation to build, but you allowed your agent to go publicly trying to transfer you out of the club. So you can't say you feel betrayed when you ask your agent to get you out of the club. So it doesn't make any sense, really.
Can I just add to that?
Yeah,
at that time, the club gave him extended time off to miss pre-season. And if the club felt that he was taking the piss and was just using his daughter as an excuse, and they didn't actually believe him, they probably would have fined him for going AWOL. Yeah. They would have taken that sort of direction with it. So look, listen, basically what he said about that was that he felt that the club didn't support him or didn't believe him. That was his feeling. That was his perception of it.
Yeah, because
he's an egomaniac, right? We've already seen how he perceived what certain players, our ex-players, said about him, like with Rooney and Gary Neville, and he overreacted with that. So, I'm not obviously what happened with his daughter is horrendous, and if the club did behave this way and basically disrespected him and his daughter, then it's unacceptable regardless of who he is. Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
If they did behave that way, then they deserve they should be ashamed of it. Let's make that very, very clear. But again, in terms of the public, there were reports about how Ronaldo's camp were grateful to the way Richard Arnold handled the whole situation. You know what I mean? That's what came out in the reports. There were also reports that the club extended his time off. So if the club didn't believe him, they wouldn't have given him extra time off for pre-season. So it's based on his perception of the events that happened and how he views it. But if you ask someone else at the club, they might not have viewed it that way. And then, like Andrew said, with the whole transfer rumor thing, maybe at first when he said he had personal issues and all the transfer stuff came out, maybe they were a bit suspect of it. But for them to give him extended time off, that means that they actually believe that he had personal issues. So I don't know about that one.
Based on what I'm reading on this article here too, it says Ronaldo says senior executives at Old Trafford even doubted him when he explained why he couldn't return, which made him feel hurt and bad. Yeah, if that's true, I mean, that's really shitty of those executives to do that.
Rachel said it best. Like, they should be ashamed of themselves because you don't wish that on anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, like, in terms of losing,
especially because he lost his son a couple months before as well.
Exactly. So if the club did do that, whoever's involved needs to be punished. Like, that's on the club if they did do that. But outside of that, if that was the case and he felt that way, at that point you leave. You know what I'm saying? If I work for a company and God forbid it happens, I ain't gonna okay, but God forbid that ever happened and they didn't support me or I felt they didn't believe me, I'm leaving. Bear in mind, he wanted to leave anyway. Like, I seen a tweet earlier on today and it was like he feels that the club are trying to force him out. He wanted to leave. You know what I'm saying? How's the club trying to force you out? You wanted to, like, let's not forget that. People forget that in the summer he tried. He was angling for a move, which is cool. I was all for it, but nobody made an official bid. Like, how is that the club's fault?
Do you not find it a little bit disgusting that he's weaponizing his the events with his daughter as well and waited until now to bring it up?
See,
I'm glad. I find that see, when all the rumors were coming out about the whole situation, you would have thought that maybe he would have said it a lot sooner because using it now for this interview, like, the timing is a bit suspect. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, like the whole situation is a bit it's a bit weird to me.
Rachel,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm glad you said it because I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it because I think it sounds bad coming from me. But I was thinking the same thing.
But also, this guy, let's face it, right? This guy's got more money than some countries' military budget, right? So he can afford to cancel a contract, yeah? Do you know what I mean? He's got more money than some GDP. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's true, right? I keep saying it's no joke. That £1 million they paid him, he could send out 3 or 4 Instagram messages in an hour, and that covers what he's lost. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a horrible thing to think about. But if you felt so betrayed, why have you waited nearly 4 months to? I don't care when the interview was done, whether it was done a month ago.
It was recent because the Rooney comments he's responding to.
Yeah, exactly. So it's within the last week, right? The Rooney's one. You're right. So you waited 4 months to get this off your chest. That just seems like an opportunistic time because you're going to the World Cup, so you can't. There's no Man United game, and it's and do you know what? Everyone's going, he's saying stuff about the Glazers. That is just to get you to listen to the rest of his interview. That's all it is. It's just to get you to listen to the rest. Let's drop a few tidbits that the people will hang on to, that Man United fans go, oh, he said something about the Glazers. He's waited 18 months to say something about the Glazers. Actually, he's waited, 12 years. He could have said something about the Glazers or something like that.
So if you know the crazy part is when the green and gold thing started, he was here. He was a Manchester United player.
So free. He was there before.
He was here before. So you are fully aware of the green and gold till the club is sold. But when you were trying to get your move to Madrid, it was all about the move to Madrid, which is cool. Just don't fake love me, innit? That's all I'm saying.
That's what I mean.
Don't fake love. I hate that. The whole. We know you don't love Manchester United. That's cool. You don't even have to love Manchester United. I don't even care. That's all extra stuff. Are you performing on the football pitch? That's all I'm fussed about. I'm saying all this stuff is just extra. And he's not performing on the football pitch, then has the audacity to drop this interview. And you're putting up stinkers.
Yeah, we all know. Funny enough, this time last year he was bagging in the goals. No interview came out.
Oh, no interview. Everything was all hunky.
That's because Lukaku's interview came out. That's why. Something about November. You can only have one explosive interview.
So we're saying Lukaku crawled so Ronaldo could run. Is that what we're saying?
Yes,
Is that what it is? Yeah. Is that what it is?
What they did is
Look,
they did rock, paper, scissors to whose interview comes out first. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
Like that. Let's
you know what? I don't think he. I was gonna say, I don't think he does this interview at all. Like, if he was playing like most games, like, and everything, I think
no, probably not.
Like, it's just because he's not playing. Obviously, Ten Hag doesn't want to fit him in the system. It's not all about Ronaldo this time, and it's obviously upset him a lot. Like that. That's how I'm seeing it as well. It's just all about me. Like the Pulisic thing, right? When he wrote that book and everything, it's all about him. Like when players, I don't like when players do that at all.
But the thing is, we said it. Rachel will be back, guys. Yeah, there she is. What we're saying is this: he's got $1 million body, but he's playing like 50 quid. You know what I mean? That's what he's playing. Yeah, that's right. He looks great, but it's like having those show cars with like they look great, but there's no engine in there. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's all about appearances. He is all about appearances. He's a brand. He's a brand. Let's get this out. And like, it's just one of the. I'm fascinated by what comes out. Like,
because there is going to be so much more. And one thing I do like,
there's something more explosive.
Oh my god,
yeah. There's definitely because it's 2 parts as well. So you know it's going to be his best 9 minutes of the season without doubt. There's 245. 100%. This is going to be quality. But what I like is the end game in terms of this means he's going, because there was a debate whether he was leaving or not. But now it goes and it shows, and it's like he's definitely going to be leaving. Rachel already mentioned his contract could be terminated. I'm all for that because that means Manchester United signed a striker, which we desperately need. Desperately. I didn't want this man in the first place, though. And I had so many debates with people in regards to this as well. So many debates. And even when you're my boy in Marshall, you know, I've had debates with Chelsea fans who at one point wanted him. And I said, take it. Please. Yeah. I said, please.
Preach, flawless.
After this, though, okay. I'll pass.
Yeah, you not take him, man, up the Chelsea, man. Get him, man.
No,
please.
I'm okay.
I was crying in spaces when we signed him and it was official, right? I was literally I was furious in spaces, and everyone was just like, "Why are you so upset?" Blah 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 blah. And you know what? You could just see it from a mile up how this was going to turn out with him. You knew there was going to be drama. Like I watched him at Juve. He's not that guy anymore. He hasn't been that guy for a few seasons now. Yeah, look, he's going to contribute with some goals, but his overall play, even Chiellini basically came out and said like they lost the identity of the team when he signed with the way they were playing football. You know what I mean? Like he causes too many issues, and we could see it coming. Man United were not ready for him. We weren't already a winning team. We were a team that was in disarray, and things were getting worse and worse. And he just made it even worse. You know what I mean? He destroyed the dressing room. And look, people will say, you know, credit to him because he got Ollie sacked and all this stuff. But Ollie was going to get himself sacked anyway. Let's be honest. Yeah. He wasn't going to be successful with this team. He was going to get sacked anyway. Yeah, exactly. It was just going to happen. It was going to happen naturally. You know what I'm trying to say?
Rachel,
he just caused too many problems. No, I got it sent in my group chat. So yeah,
I do want to check this out.
From today? Is this from today?
I guess.
Yeah, this is Bruno meeting Ronaldo on national duty.
Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo at Portugal national team. Let's see. He's like hesitant to talk. Yeah, you could tell the body language there. Almost doesn't want to shake his hand. Ronaldo offers, and he's just like
Ronaldo's face after Bruno says something to him was interesting.
Yeah, of course, because like because Bruno's thinking we're actually playing well. You're being detrimental to the team. That's how Bruno's looking at it. Like he wants, as much as I don't rate Bruno, he wants Manchester United to be successful. Ronaldo doing this doesn't help the team. Because I was told I have around the Ronaldo and you was there, Surfer. You see me go through it. I have a Ronaldo agenda. I don't like Ronaldo. He's going to be successful here. All of this. He's a leader amongst men. He'll get Ollie sacked. You know what I'm saying? He's the ultimate professional. All of this type of stuff. Now look at this. The ultimate professional.
Look at this reaction, right? No one is talking about the Man United game yesterday. No one.
Yeah.
Not even United fans.
True.
Not even talking about it. And that is such an egotist move to take that away of a last minute victory of Garnacho and everyone praising Garnacho. It's all been forgotten.
Yeah.
It's not the first time, though, is it?
No,
you know when United played so good against Tottenham, Ronaldo walks up.
It was taken away.
Yeah. I felt sorry for Garnacho with that situation because what he did, like when he came on, he changed the game for us in the front line, and he's such a direct player that he would just make an impact for us. And for him to score that goal in the last minute of the game, and we needed the 3 points because we didn't want other teams catching up with us. You know, we needed to get that gap in points, and for it to be outshone by this whole thing is horrendous. I'll be honest with you, ridiculous.
All right, let's go ahead and continue the video.
That everything that happened during the preseason with Ronaldo not being there, with Ronaldo then not being fit for the season, and Ronaldo not being Ronaldo as we know him. When it comes to fans understanding the situation, we couldn't understand the situation. We were told it was for family reasons, which of course it's completely and utterly his choice whether he wants that to be released to the public. But that's what I mean about it. It was a difficult thing to empathize with. And I hope that his family's well, especially after the trauma that happened last year.
Mm.
And that's been a big part of the unfolding situation. It's made it very, very difficult for fans to sort of get their head around what we're witnessing with Ronaldo. Because we can all completely empathize with the fact that that has affected him, like it would affect every single human being. But to go back to what we're just talking about here and the explosive headline that Piers Morgan's led with, he's not leading with the fact that we might be able to understand the story and sort of really get a bigger picture of what happened during the summer. That's not what it's about. Do you read that on the front page of The Sun? No. You're reading the fact that Ronaldo is straight up saying that he feels betrayed by Manchester United. Once upon a time, back in 2009, Ronaldo said that he felt like he was being held like a slave at Manchester United. Fast forward to 2022, and this time he feels betrayed. And this is by a club that he handed in a transfer request to leave. I fully supported Ten Hag the whole way through this entire Ronaldo situation, especially when we found this out. That Ronaldo refused to come on. And you're talking about a lack of respect. That was Ronaldo's response to a lack of respect from his manager. It was petulant. It was childish. And Ten Hag had absolutely my unequivocal support there. And this just leaves a sad... that it's... Timing is a fucking huge important factor here.
You did say that, Andrew.
This is being released at 10 p.m. on the final Premier League game before a 6-week break. I think Ronaldo's played his last game in a Manchester United shirt. This was released at 10 p.m. tonight for a reason. This was released solely with an interview with Piers Morgan for a reason. That's not going to be a two-way interview where we try to dive in and we find the truth from both sides. Absolutely not. Piers Morgan has just blindly refused to accept that Ronaldo's due any criticism whatsoever throughout this whole entire process. And to reiterate and go back to what he said there, let me pull this up again. Let's go back and listen to it again.
They're trying to force you out.
Yes, not only the coach, but the other 2 or 3 guys there around.
So he's, and this has been something that's been said the whole way through, that.
So yeah, I just wanted to respond to a few things there. I'm sympathetic towards you guys because, like, obviously you feel it a lot more than Chelsea fans felt it last season. But when Lukaku came out with those statements, I feel like a lot of the fan base really did feel betrayed. But it's different for Lukaku to come out and say that for Chelsea than it is for Ronaldo, who is a legend of the club, for him to be saying these types of things. And the other similarity that I'm getting out of this is, like, I don't know what Ronaldo was expecting by doing this. It's almost like how when Lukaku did the interview, he was coming out and saying, like, oh, I was just trying to clear the narrative and all this and that. But what you did, like, what you expect, these guys are journalists. Like, Piers Morgan, of all people, like, that motherfucker is going to take the most explosive and, like, just controversial takes of what you say and then just blow it up. Like, he's not going to come at this in good faith. He's not going to come and try to, like, rebuild any bridges that have been burned as a result of the actions you've taken under Ten Hag and under United, the second coming. Like, he's going to say some divisive things that are just going to, you know, get people to react. And so it's like, I don't know what Ronaldo was trying to do by having this interview. Like, what is the point?
What do you mean? It's an ego trip.
Oh, it's an ego trip number 1, 2. This is to get him out of the club as well. And free save face from the fact that his second stint at Manchester United has been a failure.
Yes.
It saves face. That's no longer the talking point. If he would have just left in the summer or would have just left in January and this doesn't happen, the conversation is, let's doubt, man. Let's doubt. Because the conversation would have been, he's not good enough. Because Manchester United are a better side without him. And the fact that you've got media, mainstream media, now saying that, that's what this is. Because I don't even know where he's going to go after here. But now the conversation is all about this interview. It's not going to be about his. No one's talking about his poor performances because people tried to tell me on an earlier stream today, oh, he's not played matches. He's played games, and
he's averaged 60 minutes a game. By the way,
this is what
he's averaged 60 minutes a game throughout the season.
This guy played all 6 games in the Europa League. This guy played Sociedad twice. He played Sheriff twice.
Played 9 games
this
season.
Twice. He started against Brentford.
Started 9 games this season.
Started against Newcastle. Yeah. So he's played enough matches and he's not performed well in any of them. All his better performances have been off the bench. But people won't be talking about that. Because I'm just looking there. I didn't know that he said more stuff about Neville and really talking about
out tonight. Yeah,
it's come out tonight. Yo, look at them dropping. This is like a Marvel thing. This is incredible.
Yeah, this is
Wait, what's happened?
He's dropped. He's there's more clips out. If you check your socials, you'll see it, Rachel. Yeah. There's more clips.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He said something about. Let me see if I can just drop it in there.
If he speaks about number 11, like that's hilarious.
Nah, he called out the Glazers number 1, and then number 2, he said something about Neville and Rooney. Like, I don't know if they're not my friends. If they criticize me, they think they'll be more famous or some bullshit like that. Here it is. Yeah. They are not my friends. It's easy to criticize. I don't know if they criticize to be more famous. I think they take advantage of my name.
You know what? Like, I'm sorry, right? This guy has the biggest ego I've ever. Like, look, I get that when you're a top level sports person, that you're gonna have a bit of an ego.
Yeah.
But his is like bordering on narcissism. It's absolutely ridiculous now. He's made everything about him.
Messi doesn't act like this, you know. It's
I mean, Messi likely has an ego as well. Let's be honest. Like I said, he's a top level footballer, and they're all going to have that sort of ego. But with him, it's just too much. It really is. And I just think this is the most. It's so unprofessional. His pettiness, the way he thinks that everyone should like basically bow down to his demands. I just find it. It hilarious. I really do.
Yeah, like he the king is like, yo, if you the king, lead us to something, king. You know what I'm saying? And that lead us to riches. Yeah, I'm saying deliver us a Premier League title. I sure. You know, you can do what you want. Say what you want.
Listen, man, you've only been back like less than 18 months. Gary Neville's not had a chance to critique you because you've not been playing in this league. He works with Sky Sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He criticizes players in the league.
Yeah, he said
anything else, and it's like. Because you're not here, because you're here now 24/7, we get to see what you're doing. Because let's face it, just like us fans, these pundits don't watch what you did in Serie A for 3 years. They just didn't, right? And even in Spain, they don't watch what you were like in there. Because everyone goes, "Oh, how can Madrid fans boo Ronaldo?" You are a Madrid fan. You saw him less than they did. Do you know what I mean? It's like he must, because I bet you the local TV or something. Stuff was coming out there we're not privy to because we don't care. We don't care because we're not watching it.
The Glazers don't care.
Such a deflection. Listen, if you're such a deflection blame game as well, it's like all woe is me, always the victim.
That's the worst thing about it is that there's no accountability, and I've not even obviously the interviews not out. I've not seen it not once, even in the apology that he didn't even apologize in that. That was crazy. The apology, you know, for not refusing to come on as a sub against Spurs. He didn't apologize not once. No accountability. It's never I need to do better. It's never I didn't perform at a high level. For someone who has such a winning mentality, why is that them words never seem to come out of your mouth? I know during this interview he's not said my performance ain't been up to scratch. It's everyone else's fault. It's the teammates, it's the managers, it's the board, it's the owners, it's the scouts, it's the fans, it's the ball's too round, the grass is too green. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just always an excuse. All of the time, like it's always certain. Like
you criticize the Glazers, but you're okay taking $500,000 a week.
Yeah, he said the Glazers don't care about the Glazers don't care about the club. United is a marketing club to them. The sport.
Well, no, but he's spitting facts for that though. He is, isn't he? Like there are some things that he said in this interview that he was right about. Let's be fair. 100%. Like he did speak about the what's it called, the training facilities, things that are going on in Carrington. Like, he's not wrong about that, but the thing is, we've all said this for years. We've said this, you know what I mean? And he's just playing on the heartstrings of fans. He's got the best PR team in the world. He is the biggest PR merchant.
Just look at the stadium.
The training facilities and the kitchen staff were there last year when he came back. Do you know what I mean? It's like
but do you know what's so funny, Andrew? Last season, right, there was this whole leaker issue at the club. Do you remember Flawless?
Yeah.
There was this thing with the leakers, and everyone was blaming Maguire and Luke Shaw and all the English players, right? Everything that came out in the leaks is what he's now saying. So it makes you think, doesn't it? Maybe he was the leaker the whole time.
Maybe.
Because everything he's complaining about in those interviews are the exact things that came out last season.
What?
So,
Wow.
you know what I mean? And the thing is, Maguire and Shaw and who else was it? It was Rashford and
Henderson
basically
as well.
all the English players got the most stick about how they were betraying the club and about how they were, their conduct, and they don't care about the club or they only care about themselves. Like all this nonsense. But when he does it, it's absolutely fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what fascinates me about this whole thing. It's nonsense. I don't care who you are. Like you behave, like there's a way to conduct yourself. You have a duty to do that as part of the club. That's part of your contract. Is to respect the contract and respect the club you play for. The same way the club needs to do the same thing for him.
Well,
You know
it's a professional thing, but like that's why I said at the very top, like, did he say a lot of things right in these quotes? Absolutely, he did. But we just don't want to hear from you because we know where it's coming from. It's not coming from a place of I care about the club. It's I care about myself. We all knew. Just go and look at the stadium. Just go look go to Carrington, people. You can see it. Like there's no secret that Carrington needs upgrading. There's these things ain't new. I don't know why he sent for the kitchen stuff. Allow the chef.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? No need to go at the chefs. They're just there making a living. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as the food's good, why are you complaining about the canteen stuff? Don't get it.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
Yeah, I'm reading the chat right here. Listen, Rachel, apparently you're ignorant, but you have Flawless here agreeing with everything you're saying. Rachel is one of the most informed United fans that I've ever met on this platform. Respect, Rachel. But let's go.
I don't care what people in the comments say.
Can I
go for it.
Just for chaos purposes, and no Flawless will probably agree with me. Let's go. I would have loved to have seen Paul Pogba do this, man. Oh my!
Imagine.
If this was Paul Pogba, they would have tried to drown him near the canal at Old Trafford. They would have said, tie rocks to his legs and throw him in. You know, give that man the chair. They would have said. You know what I'm saying? If this was Pogba, man. Souness would have been. He would have been live from his house again. Yeah. He would have been live from his house with his cup of tea and a dressing gown in the morning. You know what I'm saying? That it broke if this was Paul Pogba. But because it's Cristiano Ronaldo and what he's done
I would kill him, people, say Paul Pogba again.
People let it slide. That's why this is why people trying to defend it. Like what he's done and the manner in which he's done it. Rachel said it. It's a professionalism thing. Like that's my biggest issue with this. But we all knew about the Glazers, but the Glazers were here when you got back. But when you were playing well and you was being lauded and the team was built around you, this wasn't a problem. Now all of a sudden the Glazers, when have the Glazers ever cared about the club? When?
No, they don't.
Never.
They've
never cared about the club.
Never.
They said it. They use it as a cash cow. That's what they've been used at.
Facts. That's why you were brought back. You were part of the plan.
Exactly. You were brought back to sell shirts and put the stock. Hello, look at the stock price the day before Ronaldo signed and the day.
I'll be right back. 1 second, boys. Continue.
Yeah. Look at the stock. Look at the stock price before Ronaldo signed and the day he signed.
Yes.
Boom, shot right up like that. There's a reason you announce Ronaldo when you do in stock price in New York Stock Exchange, because they're obviously 5 hours behind. So you announce it then and the stock goes up like that.
You know what though? Our fan base is just as much of a disgrace with this whole thing, because when we had the whole what's it called? The whole Super League thing. There were all these protests against the Glazers. We had the transfer window was moving a little bit slow. We had bought in Sancho and Varane. There were all these little protests being planned. And then as soon as Ronaldo was signed, buying all the shirts, lining up to buy them, Glazers out suddenly stopped trending again. You know, our fan base is as much to blame with this as they are, but we are a lot of our fan base are enabling it. You know what I mean? And it's frustrating. It's so frustrating.
But that's what every level-headed Man United content creator said. You're up for the protest. You watch you sign Ronaldo, Glazers out. There was, I think, Bainesy said it. Statman Baines said it. He said like they had the Glazers out and then Ronaldo signed, and then something the week later it was down by over 50%.
Because you know what I've realized, Surfer, and more so doing content creating as well. Obviously, I know a lot of United fans, but now I know a lot more, and obviously social media's put everybody in the same room. I've noticed a lot of people everyone wants to see their team do well, but certain people will rather a certain player do well or a certain manager over the success of the club.
Jesus,
certain Manchester United fans would definitely have Ronaldo score all the goals, but United be unsuccessful, rather than Manchester United be successful and Ronaldo on the bench. Like legit.
Flawless.
that's
I
where
saw tweets. I saw tweets from so-called Man United fans saying that after the Spurs game, it felt like a loss because of what happened.
See what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Like,
That's what I saw.
And they're real people. And the thing is that not only is there
Yeah.
people who are daft enough to tweet that, there's people who think that but just won't say it. But there's people with that thought, oh, it felt like a loss. Yo, it felt like a win to me. We played
No, but
fantastic football.
I saw your stream earlier with Statman Baines when you were discussing Neymar. It's like, yeah, Neymar gets all the praise when you do well, but when you don't do well, it's the other players.
This
That's the
is
same
my
with Ronaldo.
point. It's a prime example of what I'm talking about. And I said it, ironically, I said it to Bainesy on that stream when I said,
Yeah.
Ronaldo, what he's saying, some of it is correct, don't get me wrong, but it's a messenger thing. And I suffer from, like, he treats me the same way. I'll say the correct thing, but because it's me, people don't like it from me. Because I'm like, oh, why are you laughing when you're saying it? Why are you smiling when you say? I'm up saying, do you get the message? It's the Neymar thing all over again.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. Like, it's all like if Brazil win the World Cup, it will be all hail Neymar, praise Neymar. That's fair enough. But if they fail, it's the team's fault. Like, you can't have it both ways.
It's Richarlison's fault.
It's Richarlison's fault. You know what I'm saying? There's no fullback.
Always Richarlison's fault.
Like, that's what I don't get. And Neymar's a talented player as well. That's what I also said on that stream. But it's like, that's what it is with this. I ain't trying to. Ronaldo's just no, because we know where this is coming from. Like I've said before, I'll say it again. He's one of them people who will sink the whole ship because he can't be captain. That's what this is. Yeah. You can't be captain, so he's going to sink the whole ship. But just because you're sinking people trying to drown people on the ship that we don't like, that the Glazers, I'm still not on board. I'm still not with it. Nah. I'm glad it happened, though. I'm glad it happened.
I bet Ronaldo, when he was a kid, right? I bet when he was playing football with other kids where he was, right? I bet when he didn't score the winner or something, it was his ball and he took it home. You know what I mean? Because he didn't score the winner or something. You know, he's just got that vibe about him. Do you know what I mean? He's you know what I mean? He's like that, and that's fine. But you're a grown adult now. Do you know what I mean? It's like you need to set an example, man, because your fanboys will defend you for doing anything. Well, they have actually defended you for doing anything, but you know that's what they'll do. But let's finish this video, man. We're into this.
Yep, let's go ahead.
The Glazers actually were trying to keep Ronaldo at the club, and he's here saying that it wasn't just Ten Hag that was trying to force him out of the club, that it was executives and powers that be above him as well in Manchester United. What else did he say?
The club.
At the senior executive level.
Yes, that I felt betrayed.
And you think they're trying to get rid of you?
Honestly, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. But listen,
I'm staggered.
I shouldn't say that.
I suppose.
Basically saying it did.
It really cuts to see what we're seeing. And I've been pretty vocal about what my feelings towards this Ronaldo situation the entire way through. And this isn't a case of being proven right and look how good it's not what I'm fucking saying. And people will probably try and accuse me of that anyway. But I have been proven correct. We are a better team without Ronaldo. Ten Hag has been correct to manage him in the way that he's managed him this season. And the future does not revolve around Ronaldo anymore. But as I said, on a night where we should be speaking about an 18-year-old, after what a moment it was for him at Craven Cottage, we're here with an interview with Piers Morgan. And by the way, that's a 90-minute interview, right? So did that just happen tonight? I very much doubt it. I very much think this has been in the can for a couple of days, which means it probably is a reason as to why Ronaldo wasn't in the squad. Ronaldo was ill in the last week, we've heard.
World Cup flu.
I don't know what your reaction to this is in the comments, but this is the end for Ronaldo. I mean, I felt like that kind of happened after he refused to come on for Erik Ten Hag. I don't really see how that relationship could be completely repaired, even though the fact that he came back in and then Ten Hag even gave him the fucking captaincy. How's that for an olive branch? Well, Ronaldo's taken that olive branch, snapped it, and thrown it back at Ten Hag. He will never kick a ball again for Manchester United. Him leaving the club in January was always the right thing, and now it's if we can't find a club to buy him, we just have to tear up. We have to swallow it and pay to get rid of him. We paid to sack Ragnick. We paid to sack Mourinho. We paid to sack Solskjaer. We need to pay to get rid of Ronaldo if nobody wants him, because the longer he's around now, he is dragging the club in a different direction to everything that Garnacho and Ten Hag and Casemiro and Eriksen and every single other player is doing at the moment, and taking us somewhere else, back towards where we want to be. You can let me know what you think about that. Look, the full interview comes out on Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh, shit.
Maybe I'll take another look at it there. But what I was always interested in finding out more of from a personal perspective was about what happened in pre-season. And we're here, as I said, it's written there that his 3-month-old daughter was hospitalized, which is, I hope that she's completely fine now.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But I wanted to find out more on that and everything around it. Instead, it's Piers Morgan setting a story how Piers Morgan would set a story. And if Ronaldo really wanted to kind of repair the relationship with his fans, I don't think he would have chosen Piers Morgan to do this interview with. The timing of it stinks.
Yeah, it's not like a investigative interview where you're getting hard questions. It's going to be softball questions to him just explaining stuff. And on a side note, for any Chelsea fans, it is being reported. Take it what you want.
I got you.
Potter does not want Ronaldo.
I got you right here.
Hey, Potter out, man. Potter out, man.
I have it right here.
Potter out,
PYS,
man. You know what's
just
best for
tweeted.
Chelsea, man. Potter out.
PYS just tweeted, Graham Potter does not want Cristiano Ronaldo at Chelsea, reported from Chris Wheeler, Mail Sport. And then the tweet just after that, Top Bowley could offer him a way out of Manchester United, but it is understood Potter is equally unenthused as Tuchel was. Hey.
Oh, apparently he's got his representatives met up with Bayern Munich, and there's going to be a deal sorted there because they don't have a striker at the moment, do they? They didn't really replace Lewandowski.
They were desperate. They're going to re-sign Choupo-Moting to a new contract as well.
Oh, really?
If Bayern do that, Bayern as a footballing institution need to be stopped. You know
But do you remember what they said in the summer though? They said
they need to be stopped.
They were
Oliver Kahn, innit?
Ronaldo, we can't afford Ronaldo.
Because Barcelona are a very clever, footballing institution. That's why they trying to go to the very, very top. They trying to compete for Champions Leagues, Bundesligas. They are not trying to sign a 37. Nobody's trying to sign a 37-year-old going anywhere, unless you are 35, 36 in like the Benzema mode, and you're just an exception to the rule and incredible. Cool. But other than that, he's the exception to the rule, people. There isn't many out there. Like I said, when this guy leaves, which hopefully his contract's tore up because there's more coming out today and obviously Wednesday, Thursday. He's not going to a team the level of Manchester United. Wherever you think United are, he's going down, people. He's going to end up in Europe.
There's no one in the top 6 that wants him, like manager-wise. Okay? So you don't go anywhere else, even though the Premier League's the richest league. Newcastle are not going to don't want him.
Nah, Newcastle.
They got
Isak. They got Wilson. They have strikers.
No, I'm just saying Newcastle wouldn't go near him, right? So they're out. You got PSG. PSG don't want him, but they're trying to tie down keep Mbappe at all costs, and they've already got Messi and Neymar. You got the Italian sides; they can't really afford him. No. He's the reason Juventus are in trouble at the moment financially.
There ain't no money out there.
Yeah,
and then you've got Real Madrid and Barcelona. Real Madrid are taking him back, and Barca, we know all about their financial troubles.
Yeah, exactly. And
so what happens if, say for example, Messi goes back to Barcelona next summer? You don't see Ronaldo going to PSG even?
That's the only one I can see because PSG are stupid enough to do that. They would
do for the name, as well.
PSG are stupid enough to go.
Leaves.
Yeah, they are stupid enough.
He's not happy there either.
To run a 2023/24 season with Ronaldo and Messi up top. They're dumb enough to do that and think it will work.
There was a brilliant tweet of a video showing Neymar and Messi asking the manager if they can leave the bench early after all this came out and going, yeah, these legends respect their manager, unlike a certain someone.
Yeah, go get Ronaldo. If PSG want to do it, if they want to do, I'm all for them trying to do the nostalgia thing. Ronaldo, Messi up front for them.
Imagine it.
I have already imagined it. You know what I'm saying? In that, whether it's Ronaldo and Ronaldo at PSG with Messi, with Messi and Neymar, whether he's at the bridge. You know what I'm saying? With Aubameyang and Lukaku, I'm all for it, just elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's what I need.
I think that will explode in a bad way. Ronaldo and Messi.
Ronaldo to the bridge, man. Ronaldo with Kai and Mount.
No.
Can you imagine next season, right? Chelsea sign him, and then a few months later, an explosive interview with Piers Morgan exposing Todd Bowley.
Let's go.
I said the only way I accept signing Ronaldo is if we then ship him off to one of those satellite clubs we're going to buy. So he's out. It's the only way. You know what I mean?
So what did I say to you on the last stream? If Chelsea do, you know what I'm saying, and Potter changes his mind and does the correct thing and signs Cristiano Ronaldo, I will buy you a Chelsea shirt with the Ronaldo name on the back of the number. I'll say thank you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. You're my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should have said.
Hang on. I said no. What I said was I was going to do, I was going to find you. First of all, uppercut you, put that put the shirt on your head, and then RKO you through a table. That's what I said I was going to do.
I would pay to see that. I would pay to see that.
Hey, Rachel, I thought we were people's well gone. You know what I'm saying? You want to see me in physical distress? Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on?
I'm not going to lie, though.
Here's a new one, Flawless. I'd fly Peter over and we 3D you through a table. How about that?
This is outrageous. You know what I'm saying? You know how hard, if he did sign to Chelsea, how hard them shirts would be to get? They'd be sold out like that.
I already told you what I'm doing. I've filled up my Napoli fan figure out. So I'm
not going to lie,
they'd be sold
though.
out like that. They'd be like gold dust. So the fact I would get one, pay my hard-earned money to buy it, and then send it to you, sir, for over the other side of the country.
Yeah, do you know what stupid fans don't realise? When they go, look at the shirt sales we do. The club wouldn't get any of that money for the shirt sales. It goes to Nike. It goes to Nike. Because they've already paid us for the shirt deal. So, look at the man when he signed for Man United. Oh yeah, look at the shirt sales we're going to do. You ain't getting that money, bro. The Glazers didn't see any of that money when he said, "Oh, the shirt sales."
Oh, if I remember correctly, Ronaldo has 100% of his image rights anyway.
Exactly, it's royalty.
So we didn't even benefit off of that. Yeah.
Cha-ching! Ronaldo. Fuck.
It's not enough money.
And that's why I moved to Chelsea. Makes sense for him. You know what I'm saying? From a financial perspective.
I'm not going to lie, though. Flawless. I'm not going to lie. Brooklyn, Chelsea, Ronaldo to Brooklyn, Chelsea. I mean,
there we go, man.
Best of both worlds. Just stay away from the main club.
You tainted Marshall.
Marshall, my violence will go across the pond, and I will.
Brooklyn, Chelsea, though. It doesn't have to be the main club.
Okay.
I will powerbomb you for a table as well. Okay, I will do this. Okay, I will do it.
I did pull up the another part of the interview that that video was missing that I did want to react to as well, which you guys were mentioning.
This is the one from tonight. Yeah, this is the one from tonight.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and just check this out real quick. It's only a minute 30.
The owners of the club, they don't.
The Glazers.
The Glazers, they don't care about the club. I mean, professional sport. As you know, Manchester is a marketing club. They will get his money from the marketing. The sports, they don't really care, in my opinion.
Do you ever talk to them, the Glazers?
Never.
Not since you've gone back.
No. They give all the power to the president, the sport directive.
A lot of Manchester United fans are very negative about the Glazers. They think they're taking all the money out and not spending enough on players, on the infrastructure issues you talked about. Do you think the fans are right?
The fans they're always right. I think the fans should know the truth. Should know that the players, we want the best for the club. I want the best of the club. This is why I'm coming to Manchester United. This is why I love this club. But you have some things inside the club which don't help to Manchester reach the top level as City, Liverpool, and even now Arsenal, for example, which is complicated. It's difficult. It's hard. In my opinion, it will be hard for Manchester to be in the top of the game the next 2-3 years.
Yo, the amount of cap in that comment right there. I didn't mean to start another video. Oops. The amount of cap that I'm hearing for Cristiano Ronaldo in that interview. First of all, when I was laughing when he says the fans know what's right. Like, all right, the fans have been saying that you've been playing like shit, bro. So what are you
issue about? I'm saying, I'm talking about he loves the club. If that's love, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? If that's love, I don't want it. I'm good.
Yeah, true.
I'm good.
That's a line for the song.
If that's love, I don't. You can keep that. You know what I'm saying? And if that's love, I don't. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? If that's true love, because you waited all this time to talk about the Glazers. You've been here long enough. Did the Glazers just all of a sudden you say that about when we actually had one of our best windows we've had in years? one of our best windows we've had in years. The team is the best it's been in a long, long time. But because you're not involved, now it's an issue. Yeah, like I said, man, he's right about what he said about the Glazers, but I don't. It's the wrong messenger. I don't care.
Yeah.
I bet he couldn't tell you what was actually wrong within the club. He'll use the buzzwords, the infrastructure, even though Piers Morgan actually put that word into the interview. Actually, it wasn't even Ronaldo who said it. But the thing is, Ten Hag and John Murtough, Richard Arnold, they're actually putting things in place to sort out a large part of the club. So yeah, it's late. Don't get me wrong, it's late. But the football people at the club are trying to do something in spite of the Glazers. And he's right. The Glazers don't give a shit. They don't. But
why should the Glazers speak to you? You're an employee? Why should they speak to you? If they want to speak to someone about football, they'll speak to the manager.
And if you speak to them, what are you gonna say to them?
Yeah, that they haven't already heard.
Yeah, what's the plan? Like the Glazers have been called every name under the sun. Like they are fully aware that this like
they've had death threats.
Yeah, like they've been ran down on by reporters. We've seen that happen. So what exactly was you planning to say to the Glazers?
Exactly.
That's what I'm confused about.
Make them go, oh, do you know what? You're right. Oh my God, we've finally seen it. We haven't been
we've seen the light. Why are you the second coming of Jesus? Are you gonna walk on water? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about?
Praise be.
And people gonna run with this as well and be like, oh, Ronaldo, he's calling out the Glazers. Like, this is what we've wanted. I'd like you to leave with him, please. You trying to sink the ship, drown with him, please. Theoretically, not literally.
In a video game.
No streets as well.
Yeah, even the dogs have had enough.
I'm saying. It smells.
The dog smells the bullshit.
Yeah, even the dog wants mic time. Even the dog's had enough of this shit. You know what I'm
saying? Glazers out, Ronaldo out.
But yeah, to me, it just seems so odd because I agree with what you guys are saying. It definitely seems like such a narcissistic thing and ego thing to do this and not in your head even see from the other point of view, like, okay, I've expressed I wanted to go out the club. Now I'm doing this. It's bringing all these negative headlines towards the club. All this, it's all about me and not about Manchester United. What club wants that?
But
Tell
the thing
me,
is,
what club in the world? Like, there are clubs, obviously, Andrew. Like, just let me land real quick. There are clubs, obviously. I think where you're gonna head towards it. There are clubs that are obviously gonna pay for the name. This Ronaldo, Ronaldo to the club, whatever. But it's not the clubs that you want, Ronaldo.
But if the rumor is true, I think Rachel said about Bayern Munich, it makes perfect sense for them, especially if his contract gets cancelled, right?
Yeah.
Because essentially, I don't think he's going to be able to sign a signing on fee or anything like that. He's back in the Champions League. They can lure him with that and even get him to take lower wages for 6 months or 18 months or something. Mm-hmm. Because they're not gonna. I think is it Mane the highest paid with like 360 or something like that at the club?
They'd have to match it. They'd have to match it at the least.
Yeah, they have to match that at least. But at least they could go, but you're back in the Champions League. But also they don't have to pay a fee, or how much they don't have to stretch out any more for him. So it does make sense. I just hope this pot of news that come out is true. Hopefully that he doesn't want him. That's fine. And move on like that, because if Bodie were to the reason we should get Ronaldo is exactly. Jen's been waiting for that.
Hey, why? You know why, Jem? Because he's better than Kai Havertz. That's why.
I told you, Flawless. That is not a bar. That bar.
No.
Hey.
No. Hold up. It's a bar for Jem. That's specific at Jem. Hey, Rachel, stop laughing. You making it worse.
I need Flawless to do what Kai Havertz
I can't take it seriously. I can't.
This is my point.
Flawless. That's like saying Usain Bolt's better than me at sprinting. Hello. You know what I mean?
Ronaldo's getting praised for saying Glazers out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can just imagine Ronaldo playing with Mason Mount and Kai Havertz.
Yeah, man,
bro, I can just see the moment Mason Mount overshoots a pass, Ronaldo's just gonna grab him like, listen, you little fuck.
Let's go. I'm with it. Ronaldo at the bridge. I want to see it, man.
Imagine Ronaldo's reaction if he was with us on Saturday,
It would be so
you know what,
toxic,
Ronaldo?
bro.
You're up front, you're sparing the attack. You know what we got behind you? We got some real support. We got Super Saiyan Ken, Super Saiyan Ryu, right there. We're in Mount and Gallagher. Yeah, they're variants of each other. Yeah, they're the opposite. Blonde hair, brown hair. They do the same fucking job. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what about all the through balls you're going to get? Hey, do you like running the channels at 37, 38 years old? Because you're going to have to fucking do it. Because you know what I mean? Because I write with back. I write with back. So I'm Ruben Loftus-Cheek or a 33-year-old Aspilicueta. Woo, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Ronaldo. Yeah. He'd be doing the interview at half time, let alone the day after or something like that. Just Piers Morgan in the dressing room.
Could you imagine Piers Morgan and Ronaldo doing a freaking halftime interview?
Piers Morgan hospitality suite at St. James'
Facts.
Park.
He'll just storm into the Sky Studios and that. Like, give me the mic. You know what I'm saying? And that. Give me the mic. Just grab the mic.
Do one of those WWE backstage interviews. You know when someone interviews you, go, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to see you next week, brother.
That's it. I would just grab the mic and go out into the middle of the pitch like he's Delia Smith. That's what he's going to do. You know what I'm saying?
He's got Mount and Gallagher right there, and he actually turns to him and goes, "Where are you? Where are you on this pitch? Where's the through balls?"
Man said that Ryu and Kenyo, they do the same thing. One's brown hair, one's blonde hair. That's
Dude, I'm just saying. One's in base form, the other's a Super Saiyan, bro.
Yeah, yo, one's normal Saiyan, one's Super Saiyan.
Bro,
It's
I told
crazy,
you this
bro.
I told you in the stream last night. They're both Magikarp that don't evolve into Gyarados, bro.
These motherfuckers just come out here and splash. That's what they do.
Oh, no, there's an occasional tackle, to be fair. There's an occasional tackle.
It's an occasional tackle.
Man.
Yeah. That's fair.
Occasional tackle.
Occasional tackle.
That's a golden Magikarp, bro. Just
a regular Magikarp.
This is some basic ass Magikarp. This is bland as shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I imagine that first through ball that gets overshot or never comes. Fucking Ronaldo does the opposite of what he did United. He subs himself off. Like, hey, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I don't want to play this game.
Bring up Kai. That's what he'll say in it.
Dude, it's just like in any superhero sci-fi film. They're generic bad guys. Remember Austin Powers, the generic bad guy? It's like that. There's just no one cares. You know what I mean? Just call him Jerry. Like on Pro Club Sports, the right back. We can't get.
Oh yeah, we called him Jerry. Yeah, we just called when there was no right back. We just called him Jerry. You know what I'm saying? That being said, speaking of that, hey, pro clubs, anyone who's on PS4, PS5, if you can play in the middle of a back three, give us a shout. We're looking for something.
You're looking for a centre back.
If we need a centre back, we need a central midfielder.
And what about a goalkeeper?
We're good on a goalkeeper. We need a centre back. We actually need a centre back. Someone who can play in the middle of a back three specifically. So we need a centre back. We need a midfielder, like a 6, and a striker as well in it. So if you any of those things, let us know in it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's see them together, man. Jem. You know what I'm saying? Kai and Cristiano, man. We need them both together.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If that happens, me and you will go to the bridge, man. We'll go for a game. Let's go.
By the way, Flawless, you're still streaming the pro clubs on Twitch?
Yeah, you know what? Because of the whole just how busy it's been in the World Cup, we stopped. But definitely probably after the World Cup.
If you guys do want to check out that content, it is on Twitch.
Yeah. Check out. And I'm being deadly serious, people. If you're on PS4, PS5 and have FIFA 23, we are looking for players. So I'm being deadly serious on that part. Specifically if you play in the middle of a back three.
Yeah, desperately.
Like legit, because it's tough to find defenders.
Yeah, because otherwise it's a slow, tall, generic guy, and he just
costing me, making me look bad in that. You know what I'm saying?
Flores, we've had to move. Flores is doing a Fabinho job. We had to move him back in defence.
Yeah, I'm playing left-sided centre back.
Yeah, it's like
mad.
Klopp, what are you doing?
I'm surprised you haven't got a striker. Isn't being a striker quite a popular position?
It is, Rachel. But you know what the problem is? Ironically, talking about this situation, finding good strikers is the problem. That's the issue. Finding strikers is easy. You know what I'm saying? That's the easy part. But finding good strikers is like that's the tough part. And we need a striker who wants to play up front as well. No, just dropping in.
Well, you haven't someone struggling to score goals.
Nah, it's not a scoring goals thing. It's like the position because we create a lot. It's just the running in behind and actually occupying the forward areas.
You want
we have enough midfielders.
They want someone that isn't like Ronaldo.
We need Jamie Vardy, basically. We need prime Jamie Vardy. Don't worry about link-up play. We need prime Jamie Vardy just running behind.
No, you need a Rude Van Nistelrooy. That's what you need.
There you go, Scott.
Yeah.
You got to get in contact with Flawless.
Yeah, Scott. All right, cool. Yeah. Scott, you're in. You know what I'm saying? And calm.
But
we're going to partner.
Yeah, boys and ladies and gents and females and all that.
This and that.
I'm sorry. It's
this
very,
and they, yeah.
Everything in between. You know what, Rachel? You're one of the boys, Rachel.
I'll accept that. I'll accept that. I'll accept it. It's fine.
Marshall, hands across the world, my friend. People.
Yeah, that's what it is. This and them, you and I, they, that. Don't forget all the pronouns and synonyms and everything. You gotta make sure.
We are inclusive in this community. All right, we're not exclusive.
We accept all people.
Everyone.
We accept all, apart from Ryan. You know what I'm saying? We accept everybody.
We accept everyone in Casually FC, apart from Spurs fans.
There you go. But anyways, ladies and gents,
of hell. That's where you go.
We appreciate everyone coming in. Big shout out to Rachel and Flawless for coming on and giving us the United fan perspective on this. We'll definitely have them on sooner rather than later for more shows as well. Love to have you guys on here. Check out their content. Rachel, if you want me to plug anything, let me know in the private chat and I'll go ahead and put that in the description. But yeah, you guys make sure you go support them. Make sure you are liking the video, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about this whole Ronaldo spiel. And I'm not gonna lie, All or Nothing once again goes to the wrong team this season. It should be going to Manchester United because I would like to see the spiciness going on back there. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what the chef is cooking. It's got some spicy curry. It should have been us last season.
Hey, what's on
this season?
The spicy curry?
The reason why you don't want it to be like us, you don't want to see what we're cooking because it's the same chef from 10 years ago as Ronaldo played. Like, you don't want that. No.
Dude, again, flawless spin. But ladies and gents, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Show some love and support to the content creators who got on here, and we'll catch you again Wednesday for a World Cup predictor. And yeah, y'all stay casual. Peace.